Have you ever stopped to think about your body as a company? A massive, nonstop corporation that's working around the clock just to keep you going. But if it's a company, who's in charge? And, it's not really your brain in the way you might think. There's a secret headquarters, a hidden management team, pulling all the strings behind the scenes.
So who is calling the shots? Who's sending out those company-wide memos that tell you to grow or to freak out or to burn energy or even to just calm down? Well, the answer is this incredible silent network that's basically your body's C-suite.
And here they are. Say hello to the management team of Body Incorporated. You've got the head office up in the brain with the pituitary and pineal glands, and it goes all the way down to the regional branches like the adrenal glands and the gonads. Every single one of these glands has a super specific and vital job to do.
Now, the official name for this whole operation is the endocrine system, and its entire business model, if you will, is built on sending out these little chemical messengers called hormones. Just think of hormones as internal emails or memos zipping through your bloodstream to deliver critical instructions to very specific departments.
So for this tour, we're going to start at the very top with the CEO, then we'll meet the master manager. After that, we'll visit the various department heads, and finally, we'll take a look at what happens when corporate management goes wrong.
All right, let's grab our visitor passes and head inside. It is time to meet the executives who are making all the big decisions that affect your entire organization every single second. Right at the very top of the corporate ladder, we have the Chief Executive Officer, the big boss, the hypothalamus. It's tucked away deep inside the brain, and its job is to set the entire strategy for the corporation. It doesn't get bogged down in the day-to-day stuff. It just tells its top manager what needs to get done.
And check this out. This shows you the chain of command perfectly. You can see these direct lines. These aren't emails or texts. This is the CEO literally walking into the senior manager's office and giving direct face-to-face orders. It's a closed-door meeting between the two most powerful players.
And this quote just nails the power dynamic. See, the pituitary is often called the master gland, and for good reason. But the hypothalamus is the one pulling its strings. That makes it the master of the master gland, the undisputed ultimate authority in Body Inc.
Okay, let's head over to that senior manager's office now. Meet the pituitary gland. So if the hypothalamus is the CEO with the grand vision, the pituitary is that hyper-efficient general manager who takes that vision and turns it into clear, actionable directives for the rest of the company.
But the pituitary isn't just one office. It's got two divisions with really different jobs. The anterior pituitary on the left actually writes and sends out its own memos to other departments. But the posterior pituitary on the right, it's more like a mailroom. It just stores and releases memos written directly by the CEO, the hypothalamus.
And just look at this list of memos coming out of the interior division. You've got growth hormone, which is like a company-wide memo to expand all operations. Then you have these super targeted directives like TSH, which literally tells the thyroid department, hey, get to work. ACTH is a direct order for the adrenal department. You've got FSH and LH, which are memos for the gonad departments to manage reproductive cycles, and prolactin, a very specific set of instructions for milk production. I mean, it is a perfect example of top-down management. Okay, so we've met the top brass, the ones sending out orders from the executive suite. Now let's head down to the main office floor and see how those orders are actually carried out by the department heads, the glands that run the day-to-day operations of Body Inc.
First up, the adrenal gland, which sits right on top of the kidney like a little cap. This is Body Inc.'s 24/7 emergency response team. And you can see from the cross-section, it's got two subdivisions, the outer cortex and the inner medulla, and each one handles different kinds of corporate crises.
So let's say there's a crisis. A stress signal hits the adrenal medulla. What happens? Boom. It instantly blasts out an all-hands-on-deck emergency alert, adrenaline. And that memo puts the entire corporation on high alert. Your heart starts pumping faster, breathing picks up, energy reserves are mobilized. It's the classic fight-or-flight protocol in action.
All right, let's visit two departments that are actually right next to each other, in the neck region, the thyroid and the parathyroid glands. They're corporate neighbors. They share a wall, but do not get them confused. They have completely different jobs.
And here's the breakdown. The thyroid, think of it as the company's utilities department. It controls the whole energy budget, basically how fast the corporate engine is running. The parathyroid, on the other hand, is more like the resource management department.
and it's in charge of managing the inventory of one critical resource, calcium.
Next up, the pancreas. This is our energy logistics department. Its whole job is to manage the company's main fuel source, glucose. And it has these two managers that work like two ends of a seesaw. Insulin helps the other departments take fuel out of the bloodstream to use it, which lowers blood sugar. Glucagon does the exact opposite. It releases stored fuel into the bloodstream, which raises blood sugar. It's this constant, delicate, crucial balancing act.
And finally, we have the gonads, the testis in males and the ovary in females. You can think of these as the departments for human resources and long-term corporate development. They handle everything from physical development all the way to the ultimate goal of corporate succession, reproduction.
So, we've seen how Body Inc. is supposed to run this beautifully orchestrated system. But what happens when the memos get lost, or a department goes rogue, or the CEO starts giving out faulty orders? Well, that's when corporate mismanagement leads to serious, system-wide problems.
And the fallout from these failures is pretty severe. For instance, if the pituitary's growth hormone disc just won't stop working overtime, it can lead to gigantism. If the thyroid department malfunctions, the whole gland can swell up, causing a goiter. And if the pancreas completely fails at its insulin logistics, you get diabetes mellitus. Each of these disorders is a direct result of a breakdown somewhere in this incredible internal corporation.
So in the end, yeah, the hypothalamus might be the CEO of Body Inc., but you're the chairman of the board. The choices you make every day about diet, stress, sleep, those are the high-level strategic directives that this entire system has to respond to. Your internal corporation never stops working for you. The real question is, are you giving it the leadership it deserves?